Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on this Bunn Speed Brew Select coffee maker, model number SBS. This is a 10-cup speed brew coffee maker. So Bunn coffee makers are a little bit different than a standard coffee maker. I did a video, you have to set them up properly. They have a water tank inside that needs filled up before you ever plug them in. So there's all kinds of warnings when you buy one. Don't turn this switch on until you fill this water tank up. I love that Bunn puts this schematic on the back. That's the water tank that needs filled up first. And there's the heating element. If you plug it in and turn it on without filling this water tank up, you will ruin your coffee maker. So this Speed Brew Select has a 10-cup carafe. This is kind of their standard carafe now. It's got this hinged lid. This has got the warming plate. They do sell a model that has a thermal carafe that doesn't have the warming plate. Now this switch here is only for that warming plate. It's got a little blue LED light that turns the warming plate on and off. So you're responsible for turning the warming plate off when you're done brewing coffee. There's no automatic feature here. This switch over here, this should stay on all the time. I call it the vacation switch. Unless you're going on vacation or you're not going to brew coffee for a couple weeks, leave this switch on. Only turn this off when you're not going to brew coffee for a week to 2 weeks. What that switch does is it keeps that water tank temperature at a constant temperature. So Bunn claims to be the fastest 10-cup coffee maker. They can brew a full 10 cups in less than 4 minutes, and they can. And it's a very good 10 cups because they keep that water tank at the brew temperature ready to go. And when we put water in up here, we put the water in. When we close this lid, it pushes this thing down, which opens up a plunger in the back, which lets this water go in. It displaces the hot water through the tube and through the brew basket. A standard coffee maker, here's a Cuisinart, it brews the water when you put it in. So you put the water in the back, and then it heats it up and shoots it over the coffee grounds. These coffee makers take about 12 minutes to do a full 12 cups. Bunn can do a 10 cup in 4 minutes. Now you've got to keep up on descaling Bunn coffee makers. Here I opened up a water tank inside of an older Bunn coffee maker. See all the mineral buildup that you can get inside there if you don't keep up on descaling, if you've got hard water, that's all the mineral buildup. There's the heating element. Your coffee will not start tasting very good and it won't be very hot. So since Bunn keeps that temperature at a constant temperature, it's constantly heating it, and when it cools down, it heats it back up. So it can build up calcium right away. But if you keep up on descaling with vinegar, you'll be all right. That's why a Bunn coffee maker, you may be in the middle of the night, you may hear this thing kind of boil the water a little bit and then it stops. That means that water cooled down and then it's heating it back up. But if you leave, it will eventually evaporate that water in that tank and then it will ruin that heating element. The next thing is coffee filters. Bunn sells a specific coffee filter for their makers. Now, this is a standard basket style 8 to 12 cup. You're not supposed to use these. Bunn, they look almost identical, but the Bunns are a little bit taller. I know it's hard to see, but Bunn coffee filters are a little bit taller. And they're available at most places. Here we've got this is the filter basket. You're gonna put your coffee filter in there like that. Now, Bunn doesn't have a plunger at the bottom. They don't have pause brewing. Their theory is it brews such a fast pot of coffee that you're just going to let it brew and then be done. You're not going to get a cup halfway between a brew. So you've got to let it finish brewing, because if you take this carafe out and it's still brewing, that water is going to continue to come out and it will make a mess. Okay, so make sure and grab your Bunn coffee filter. When you put it in there, just make sure it's hugging the walls like it is. Then we're going to put 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds per cup we're going to brew. So here we got this chart. So if we're going to brew 10 cups, which is the full carafe, we're going to put 10 to 11 tablespoons. I like to put 10. If you only brew 4 cups, you're going to put 4 tablespoons. 6 cups, 6 tablespoons, and so forth. So let's put 10 tablespoons. If I had to guess, I'd say Folgers is probably the #1 coffee that gets brewed through a Bunn coffee maker. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there I've got 10 tablespoons of coffee grounds in the Bunn coffee filter. Next, you're just going to make sure you slide this. This is very simple. Oh yeah, they tell you to just even out the grounds. You'll get used to that. Just give it a little bit of a tap. That takes the hump out of the grounds and makes it nice and level. So just give it a little bit of a shake, then slide that in. And now up here, I've got my carafe filled up to the 10 mark. So whatever water we put in up here is how much it's going to brew. So I'm going to put the whole carafe in. Pours really nice. I like the front access. There are little steps there to show you how much you've added. If I wanted to do a 6-cup pot, I would just fill it up to the 6 mark and dump in 6. But I'm doing the full 10. It's down there. When I close this lid, that little plunger is going to let the water displace the hot water and brew the coffee. And turn your warming plate on. So as soon as I close that lid, we got coffee coming out. Let's do some temperature checks. 170, 180, 181. Again, when you first set these up, you've got to let the coffee maker sit for about 20 minutes so that water's up to temperature. Then you can start your brew. And that little switch has some wording that says warmer on it. So we're about the 4-cup mark. Let's check the temperature. 180, 190. I saw 190 for a second. 188. Okay, so we're at almost the 8-cup mark. The temperature is of 182, I saw. 183, still coming out. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. The water is cooling off a little bit, 178. Okay, it gets really quiet towards the end, but there's still some water coming out. And it should fill all the way up to the 10 mark. And the very last little bit coming out is 175, I saw. So this has to be one of the quietest coffee makers. So there's still a little bit coming out. And it's been right at about 4 minutes. So it should quit dripping here. Okay, so let's pour it. The carafe pours really nice, even though it looks kind of goofy with that spigot coming out. And I didn't wait long enough. It spilled. So the cup of coffee is 168. That's a pretty hot cup of coffee. So I've tasted the coffee out of this Bunn coffee. It tastes very good. Bunn coffee makers do make a very good cup of coffee. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that cup of coffee. Okay, so let's see how the brew. So it gets pretty high up in the filter basket, but it doesn't overflow the filter. That's why you got to use that Bunn filter. The water comes out so fast, if you didn't use that Bunn coffee filter, it could overflow with coffee grounds. Now be careful, it does drip on you. So let's see how hot the carafe. I've got the button for the carafe on still. How hot is that warming plate? Ooh, 300 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty hot. So be careful. So cleanup is very simple. You're going to take this over the garbage can, dump that out. That's dishwasher safe. The carafe is dishwasher safe. I rinse mine out in about every 3rd or 4th brew is when I put them in the dishwasher. So again, you'll hear it heating that water up right now. So the coffee maker is a little loud. It's not loud, but you'll hear it boiling that water in the back. Leave that switch on. The only switch you're going to turn off when you're done with your coffee is that switch right there. That's going to turn the warming plate on. Leave that on. You're ready to brew your next cup of coffee in the morning. And be sure and watch my next video. I'm going to show you how to descale. Descaling these coffee makers is very important. Thanks everybody for watching.